Have you ever stopped yourself from doing something because of what other people might think? Hello, and welcome to today's Insight. And today I'm really going to talk about the fear of others. Right? Well, there's many fear of others, but in this case, I want to specifically talk of what others think. And I myself know this because in elementary, I used to be picked on, bullied, teased, not because of their malice, they're children, but because, to be quite honest with you, I started by being the little itch bag and trying to put everyone in the little box, and they were like, oh, hell no, you cannot do that to us. Nuh-uh. Who gives you the right to put us in boxes? No. We will put you in a box and shut it tight so you won't get out. And the reason for that is so that they can stay sane, because I represented something that was completely against everything that they were brought up to be. And they were everything against I was brought up to be, right? I was from a family of a certain mentality. They were from families of a certain mentality, and we kind of clashed. And it happens, there's nothing bad. I don't hold ill will towards them. Not anymore. Not that I ever did, but it was kind of bad. Well, it was I would have preferred my youth to have been better, but I put my foot in my mouth. So I'm completely aware of that. I'm completely aware of my part to play in this. So it's as much a trauma that I caused that they fed back into, if that makes sense. So I instigated it and they perpetuated it in a way. So when you stop yourself because you might worry about what other people might think, you are actually dimming your light for others. And this might not be just for people who have a big personality, but people who have been, for example, I know this person who has learned from childhood that being small is better because their parent is bigger, right? Generally, they say that the child does the opposite of what the parent does. And so it's normal. It's not something that you would like to perpetuate, but it's something that innately is done, especially if they have a sibling that is kind of bigger than them. Not necessarily in size, but in personality wise. So, as much as knowing that what other people think might affect you is important, but knowing that even if they do that, you still need to be yourself. And you know what? If they don't like it, well, too bad. One of my coaches, Bruno, he is just at some point I need to put an end to most of the family stuff and the people that I used to hang around with, because they were kind of draining. They were taking away from my energy, and I was left with nothing. And so you also have to be aware of what other people are doing to you and be able to put a stop to all that nonsense and say that, you know what? I value me more than this relationship. So you know what? If you're not bringing anything to me, then bye. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So, what I want you guys to think about is, what connections are you feeding to that aren't really giving you anything in return, right? Nothing. What type of relationship is non-reciprocal in your life is what I want you to think about. So, ponder that.